Didn't see you there. Welcome to the T-minus 365 day podcast number 5. I'm joined here with Akash, Abhishek, and a secret superstar that we'll be revealing to you quite shortly as soon as she decides to pop her head into the scene. Nevertheless, we're here to discuss what has transpired on the week of the 5th week, which comprises of episode number 28 to 35. That's the past week, which what we wanted to discuss is the effect that it's having on our consistency, on our ability to do something for this long. There's not many things that I can say that I've done consistent for what has already been 5 weeks times 7, 35 days. I mean, if you think about trying to start a new habit, trying to start a very tedious, very intense and demanding, and let alone a small thing like I'm gonna do 50 push-ups a day. That's a small thing that even you can kind of fall apart. But something as intense as this, I think the accountability of between us, I think the accountability with you guys, our audience, and the future value of what we believe, what we can accomplish is at the end of it, be able to look back and say, wow, for an entire year, we have done something that most people cannot do, which is not just shooting, scripting, all the production stuff, but to pick a task that they want to do and hold true to that every single day for an entire year. That is incredible. We shoot every single day, we post every single day, we write scripts every single day. There's so much that happens every single day. It's amazing that we also have, other things that we also do. For example, I have to run all the business matters as well. But I want to hear from these guys in terms of how insane this idea started. I mean, like the idea of is this going to be possible? Because it seems like it's such a long-term thing that the fact that it was scary tells us that this is not something that people can do because consistency is so rare.
I told you, Sal, in the very beginning, you will think about 365 days.
Yeah.
If you think you get scared and you don't want to do it, you will think, oh, someday this is gonna happen, that's gonna happen. And the reason why I said you that, because I said you think one day, just one day. Today, that's it. Don't think about tomorrow. Just think about today and get the job done today. By the end of it, you won't even realize that you have done 365 days.
Which, by the way, it's impressive that we got this far, which is extremely further than we could have practically. I mean, you can imagine, sure, the body of your dreams, the financial future of your dreams, but when you actually begin to work out, when you actually begin to work on business stuff, and you do that for now 5 weeks in a row without missing a day, that's when it becomes wow, I'm actually doing it. We heard about the 21-day rule of being consistent. Okay, so what I want to ask you guys is from the level of intensity of how much how difficult it was for production to now how comfortable we feel making sure that the content gets out. Why do you think it's gotten mentally easier when actually it's the same amount of work?
Because it is
Actually, work
more
has
than
been
21 days now.
Yeah, definitely.
That is
Yeah.
the first
Almost
reason.
21 days. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's in the process, habit.
Habits. Yeah, definitely a habit. And what were you saying, Kash?
I was saying work is more now than before.
Yeah.
But it doesn't feel that way because everyday responsibilities are keep on adding to you.
Yeah.
It's not getting less.
Yeah.
Nothing's getting less. But we got used to it so much of doing so much of pressure, troubleshooting every single day problem.
Yeah.
We got used to the habit of if something doesn't go bad, we think why everything's going so smoothly.
Oh yeah, no. That's when ideas need to come into our minds of let's push the boundaries, let's do something different, and we've done that many a times. We're doing that even now, day by day. We're adding new ideas, new concepts to. Is she asleep?
No, she's weak.
She's awake.
Yeah.
This is the quietest we have seen our superstar celebrity here.
She's camera conscious, I guess.
Oh, camera conscious, camera shy.
Yeah,
As you can see, this right here is the manifestation of a dream that I had for, not like a literal dream, but like a desire that I had for years and years and years and years and years. So much of my adult life, I wanted a kitten, but due to my parents not wanting one, due to where I was staying at the time, landlords not allowing it, due to constant traveling, there was always a reasonable justification why not to get one. And now under this pretense of a short life, I decided to actually forego all of those rationales. In fact, this was very close to not happening for multiple reasons. One, the virus stuff limited people from being able to travel or getting a kitten or communication, to find someone who had a kitten to begin with. And ideally, I wanted this color, orange and white, and then I asked Akash to start looking into that as a solution after we got this place. And so the first dilemma was finding one. And Akash, would you tell them how exactly we found Lily?
actually, you didn't told me first. You told Manju first. Manju was the one who was searching it. Then I got a news from my friend that he has a kitty.
She wasn't born.
Yeah, she wasn't born back then. Oh yeah, she wasn't born back then.
Yeah, she was not born. Yeah.
Yeah, she was pregnant. That's what he told, and she can give birth at any time. Then I came to Sal and I told him like, look, this is what is going on right now. It's gonna happen anytime. And Sal was excited about it.
Oh man, super excited. Yeah.
Yeah, but I remember when the first day you got her, she was so weak, she couldn't walk.
Oh yeah, she was rolling over.
Like she was like
Shivering.
moving her head and falling to the ground.
Like when she used to shake her head, she
Yeah.
just fell over. I've always wanted a kitten this tiny, because it just, you can always have a cat, but to capture her in this young stage and begin to bond with her, that was the dream. I am so infatuated with kittens in particular. I think that's kind of their nature, is to make you feel like joyful. In fact, that episode is called Joy, which is episode number 31, maybe. So what was interesting is that not only did Akash find the person, but we had to wait until she was at least a few weeks old, and then the problems began. Many a times it looked like it wasn't going to happen. And we're very, very grateful that it has. I remember the day that she came, I was just jumping for joy. That's the name of that episode, being Joy. Now, what we're working towards, as I explained to the website developer today, and I think just explaining it to him helped also me understand, because you have to understand, we began this with very little understanding of what it was going to become. It was just, let's begin and see where it goes. And that's why when the website developer was asking questions, I was like, we're still figuring this stuff out. And he's like, shouldn't you have figured this out before you began the show? And I said, if we'd done that, which seems like a smart thing to do, we would have pushed it back further, and life would have gotten in the way. This quarantine stuff, we'll do it after this quarantine, and all this other stuff. And what I wanted to get across to both himself as well as you is how grateful I am, how proud I am that we have begun this, that through every obstacle that has told us to stop.
I'll tell you what it is. Starting this was a leap of faith.
Tremendous.
You have to just take it. Because once you do it, there's no coming back. But if you don't, you can keep on pushing it.
Yeah.
It's like the same thing with the alarm. If you wake up, you wake up. If you're not going to wake up, you keep on going to play, hit snooze.
Oh yeah. That can, you can snooze on it. By the way, one of the future episodes is called Snooze. Yeah. So
Easter egg.
So what's very interesting is I think what we have already established in the time that we have been shooting, which has been every single day getting into this mode of production. Would you say that you have become much more capable of now the workload that comes, and how do you see from day one to today that your actual role, your task, your ability to actually take this, what is an insane idea, and as Akash said, digest it into a day size, bite-sized days. How do you now look at each day and this whole project of, is it going to be possible? That's going to both add value as well as solidify those lessons inside the character's mind. I think as we evolve this, as I was telling the website developer, that all of these first 100 episodes are a huge experiment for us. Of course, this entire thing is an experiment, but it's a much greater experiment of figuring out what exactly we're doing and where to take this. I don't think we've gotten yet still to the version that
you won't even say. This is like launching a software.
Yeah.
And you keep on fixing bugs,
Yeah.
and you keep on doing troubleshooting until you get to the point which is like stabilized.
Oh yeah.
Once you get
We'll not
stabilized,
do that.
then you improve upon that.
Oh yeah.
So right now, I don't think so. We are even near close to that stabilized version.
What I was telling the actual developer, the website developer, is that by the end of the 365 days, we might have a solid foundation of what this should be.
Yeah.
At the end, and we would not get there if we did not begin. And it's not through let's write and plan. There's so many things that you can't know until you shoot, until you edit, until you go through this process and find the pain points, find the stuff that you could not just think about, and you had to do to figure out, oh, we missed this point, and improve upon it. And so that's why I do think in so many success stories and so many people that became superstars or so many brands or movements that became what they are started in a version that the world doesn't know about.
I believe you are never ready.
Oh yeah.
You are never ready for anything until you do it.
Yeah.
I
Which we
learned
have to
one
accept.
thing. I learned two things in this project, and this is my take on this project. I'll take away two things. One, normal will have a very different meaning for me after this. Second, you are never ready. You should just do it. Just go for it.
You know, I want to ask you, because based on what he said, what will normal become? When we accomplish these 365 days, would you say you would have more confidence to approach anything in your life and say, I can do this for 365 days or for long term, because you've gotten to, and again, I can't say I've done anything consciously for 365 days. That I started as a habit, like whether it be sleeping on time, whether it be exercising, whether it be eating, whether it be reading, whether it be whatever good, positive, progressive tasks. Of course, we could always do something that you're not supposed to do for 365 days, but would you say that you'd be able to approach something, whether it be something that most people strive as a New Year's resolution or a goal, that it would seem a lot more digestible and possible after having been through something as intense as this for 365 days?
Yeah, I think I'll have the confidence, and as Akash said, I'll never be ready, so I'll just start.
I think that's my go-to thing now. You're never ready.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Yeah, I like that.
I'm gonna use that.
No, that is already used by Nike, so
Just do it.
Just do it. That's just do it. My one will be like, just do it.
Yeah.
or just begin.
Oh, it just begin. Yeah. No, it's beginning is the hardest part.
Yeah.
It is the most difficult,
Agree.
and actually because of the timing of the holy event, we couldn't have that much time to prepare or plan. Literally, we shot them within. I told him to shoot before I told him what the concept was.
Yeah.
Shoot first, ask questions later.
Yeah.
That's also the philosophy of.
So Yeah, I think like the way they say that unplanned trips are the best. So I think the unplanned projects are also the best.
Yeah, no, it takes you on a journey that you cannot predict, you cannot know. And you know, today I was thinking as we had a long day, and then we came home, changed clothes, and went jogging to the office. In the middle of that, I was thinking, wow, like we're doing something. I don't know what that something is, but we're doing something, and the concept is so nice. It's so unique, and it deserves people to bring it to life. And I want to believe that we are that right people, and because we are pouring ourselves into this, and I think we are also going to attract people that give us the insights, give us the ideas and support and encouragement and value that we can take. And by the way, day by day, we're learning, we're growing, we're adding new equipment. We started out as low production as you can get from just a phone, and beginning that journey with very little plans. And day by day, we're adding more, refining. We're learning new both skills as the character. We're learning new techniques as the videographer. We're learning new methods of transitions and edits and effects, and the other sidebars that we added. We discussed adding a progress bar to measure certain things, to track certain things. So I think I broke my this hurts. I just did some yoga and I just realized that I should probably this now hurts. Okay, so anyway, stuff is gonna get broken.
Yeah, fixing the daily issues we are facing.
Troubleshooting. Which from the troubleshoot we should set into place protocols and measurements to make sure that we don't fall into that again. And actually, we should talk about this because this is one of the episodes of this week, which is robotic. So robotic, episode number 4.
I thought it was next week.
Yeah, so we gotta talk about right now. Okay. So, Abhishek, if you would explain what is so unique, unfortunate, fortunate, but has turned our alarms on and our awareness on.
Yeah, so episode number 34, which is robotic. It is kind of robotic that it doesn't have the music or soundtrack because of my
No, not soundtrack. It doesn't have the voiceover
and
or soundtrack.
Yeah. So
Actually, what happened was he showed us the version. We
The
correct version.
Correct version with the voiceover.
Yeah, and he worked extremely hard.
Yeah.
Extremely hard. He was editing whole night.
Yeah.
And he got to that part and he showed us the version. We personally approved it.
Yeah.
But he uploaded the wrong version without the voiceover.
The version right before that without the voiceover integrated.
but not hard enough to upload the right version. So
Just 99%. But unfortunately, we didn't discover this until now in preparation for the podcast, which at least that. And so now we were in for several hours, it seemed like, in a debacle of what do we do now. This episode number 34, because we are trying to hold consistency at the core of every single day shoot, every single day post, and we've done that up to now, which I'm extremely grateful to our team here to have made that a reality, and we will continue to do that. And so now that is now putting a dilemma. I was gonna say a gun to the head of this project. So we had to come up with a creative solution for this robotic episode that didn't have voiceover, and one of the extremist solution that would have been to try to we of course wanted to start with the most non-invasive, non-surgical solution, which you guys did a lot of research to see if you can change an audio after uploading, and
but before 1 or 2 years, the YouTube changed their policies and they cut it off.
Yeah, because you used to be able to upload audio to Google playlist or
No. You can directly upload.
Yeah, you can directly change the audio, but they like change the YouTube studio like something.
yeah.
It was on beta version. They keep on finding
Oh,
it.
that's true. They have all these Facebook, all these platforms. Just like they get going and then they refine, never-ending refinement.
Yeah.
I didn't like this. I find it.
Yeah. There was a very good video. I think I should have done it a bit later. So nevertheless, when you watch episode 34, robotic, it will be just intro in sound and then the entire 3 minutes or so.
We are
silence.
working on it.
Yeah.
By tomorrow we will come up with something. That
Yeah, so let's talk about that solution. So we face this problem and talk about daily troubleshooting and figuring things out, and like I said, putting now protocols in place to prevent such things. What the problem was didn't have audio. What the immediate solution that we could have looked into was
Give the music by the audio library.
yeah. So the immediate solution was, do we keep it as it is, just add music, which you can do from the library because it didn't even have background music, or something unquestionable or just it goes at the heart of this project, which is, do we delete?
No, definitely no. That's never an option to delete, because that mess up with everything
It
that we
messes
have
up with
built up so
everything.
far.
Yeah.
If one video doesn't have audio, I might leave it there,
Yeah.
let it go, instead of deleting it.
Yeah. So because right now we've been able to hold the one a day consistent, and we're very proud of that. As my goodness,
That's the whole pillar of this project.
is consistency.
Consistency.
365 days of that. Now Akash came up with a very creative solution. In fact, well, it stemmed from something that I said, which is, let's upload this again on unlisted with the audio. But then how do we get people to see it? And we were thinking about just putting in the description, but Akash added something to it, which will, I think, allow just about everyone to see it.
So now what will happen is, we will upload a new video, and then we will put a card. So as soon as you click that, it will reroute you to the original video. You can watch the original video with the
With the voiceover, exactly. So we share that to let you guys know a lot of the things that we face in the background. A tremendous amount of like distraught stress when you have something like this, when you've gone so deep into the ocean or like on a boat, and that boat is now either leaking or running out of gas or something, and you're like, oh wow, we've come this far, we got to figure something out, we can't just stop here. And so I'm proud of the team, I'm proud of the creative solutions that we're coming up with. There's so many things that we're working on that are future based, that you guys will get to see, and that actually begins right as of today, because today we decided to Akash's phone actually stopped working, and then tell us about what that has led to.
Oh man.
A blessing in disguise.
What to say? Like phone is not working, having a hard time to coordinate with anything, everyone.
The junior level
Junior level
editors,
editors, yeah. And then I can't even contact Sal, come here, do this, do
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Nothing like that.
Yeah.
Like,
No, but tell us about us getting the phone and what we discovered on the path of getting the phone.
oh, yeah. Oh, so far we have been thinking like there's nothing open out there.
Yeah.
There is nothing there. We were shooting inside, keep on shooting
We
inside.
keep thinking about adding more things inside. How can we get more activities, more trainers and stuff like that inside?
And out of desperation, we went,
Because of your phone?
because my phone was not working, we went to buy a new phone. We found out half of the Bangalore is walking on the street,
Yeah.
and stores are open.
Oh man. I was like, wait, that store's open? Wait, how? That's not like an emergency store. That's not a
Forget
medical
about
store. That's
all-
not a food store.
forget about
It's a
everything.
clothes store.
A clothes store is open.
Yeah.
In the midst
least
of
urgent-
all of this,
Yeah.
it doesn't make any sense.
Because I thought, I was surprised that a phone store was open, but I was like, it's communications.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that makes sense. But as we were walking, were you surprised?
Yeah.
No,
Like-
phone store I was not surprised. I knew that.
But no,
Like,
okay.
yeah, I seeing all the things open. I was surprised. Like food store was open. I was not that much surprised because people need food.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the cloth ones and the big malls.
Oh yeah. So speaking of that,
Not the mall, like but showrooms.
Yeah, show like the lavish ones. Speaking of lavish, as we were going to the phone store, this is to the extent of which Bangalore is, I think, reopening. If you can take your Lamborghini out on the street of Bangalore, that means times aren't that crazy or bad. And this happened right in front of us, our auto rickshaw, and it was so like unbelievable. It's like seeing an elephant in like New York City. It's like, what is this thing doing here? For me, it was like, what is this like Lamborghini Huracan Superleggera doing in front of me here in the streets of Bangalore during quarantine? And it was just wow. And Abhishek, I think you said
I was
something
like,
that was,
okay, fine, that's how a Lamborghini looks like and feels like.
Yeah,
because that was my first time when I saw it.
Yeah, first time in his life that he saw a real Lamborghini.
Yeah, so close.
It literally went right in front of us. But that shows the extent to which the city is reopening, and with that, we are going to finally allow ourselves to go outside and shoot as we wanted to. Maybe not yet travel the places that we want, because India is so rich with culture, color, and different terrains and environments. There's a place where it snows, there's a desert place, there's places to scuba dive, none of which we got to explore. We went to Nandi Hills in one of the episodes called Lost, and we're supposed to go above and see the clouds, like where you're standing above the clouds, and we haven't been able to do that because of this quarantine matter. And so I think what we've done inside has been like a very, very concentrated form of creativity. How do you shoot in the same scene over and over and over and over again, but try to get different angles, different perspectives, different points of views? Do you use time lapse? Do you use techniques to go around? Do you use different angles?
Yeah, I think that will help us in the outer shoot.
Tremendous
Because like it has built the potential inside.
And now we go outside, we can shoot with the perspective of how it's going to look at the end of the project. We're much more based on we used to shoot so much not knowing exactly what the outcome was going to be. We shot like everything. Now being much more judicious, conscious, experienced, we shoot what we need for the scene. We know we're going to need transition. We know that we're going to need from point A to point B. We know that
Take the time lapse.
exactly, we're going to take the time lapse, and then we're going to continue to develop these skills.
I'll put in a very simple way.
Yeah.
Have you guys watched episode 1 to 3?
Yeah.
It is amazing.
Yeah.
Right?
Super.
So that's how it's gonna be once everything open and everything's go great, and this.
Yeah,
We will
and
have all the episode looks like episode number 1, 2,
Yeah.
and 3.
Oh man, which was now plus the techniques and all the other skills that we know, which we didn't know at the time. And I think I said this on one of the podcasts. If you gave a monkey a camera for episode 1, 2, 3, it would have been great episodes, because that's how amazing India is. But you can't really see that being stuck here, and so even at that at this being stuck, I'm extremely proud of the things that we're working on, and I think it's only gonna allow people to appreciate that we did not stop during a time when we should have stopped. Meaning, on days that you feel every justifiable reason to not go to the gym, to not eat healthy, to not work on the things that you should work on, this is showing what the result of it is if you actually push through that barrier, push through that limitation, push through those excuses, and still do it when you don't feel like it, and when there's good, justifiable, legal reasons why you should probably stop. And maybe we crossed some lines here by shooting outside, by doing some other stuff where we were hiding from the police, but what an adventure it has been, and has brought in wonderful things into our lives, like Lily and so many other skills, and what possibilities it opens up. We will come to see as Bangalore opens up, as India opens up to us. We're gonna really make you guys proud of this show, and someday people will be so happy with the results, so shocked at the end result of where this goes, that they too will feel instead of just a New Year's resolution, which you can only start January 1st.
Yeah.
The T minus 365 day challenge, you can start any day of the year.
And the magic begins once you hit the subscribe button.
Oh, okay. With that, we conclude this fifth
Do
part.
let us know if you're starting it.
Oh yeah. Do hashtag, do let us know.
Yeah.
We're gonna support the people that start. We're creating actually a mechanism of giving back for people that start their own project of T-Minus 365. That is gonna be. I aim for that to be a global phenomenon of people that want to go through self-transformation. Yeah. So I wanted to conclude by asking.
Of course. No.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna ask about Lily as
Okay.
that. Yeah. What? We literally snuck her across. But what is one barrier that we had? One objection that we had to getting Lily, and how do we overcome that? There was quite a few, but yeah, let us know and let us know any feedback. Let us know, as Abhishek said, if you start your own journey. It is something that we want to support, or something that we want to bring awareness to, and hold you accountable to the goals that you aim for. Because truthfully, beyond this being just a show, life is actually short. And whether you have just 365 days or 3,650 days, we all have a number. Maybe we don't know that number, but day by day,
Someone's big.
hour by hours, minute by minute, second by second, it is ticking. And make the most of that. That is the concept of the show. Hopefully you get that across as we're trying to convey. With that, we'll catch you on episode number 36.